Hi. Well, where have I been? I'm sorry. I couldn't record. I was in the hospital. This tumor is growing, and I'm getting scared, and it's causing a tremendous amount of pain, and I couldn't take it anymore. I had maxed myself out on the medication they gave me, and I was still in tears, and so I went to the hospital, and it's only the second time in the last year and a half that I've been there for pain that's been out of control, and the last time was over a year ago. So this is a totally different tumor. And of course, the nurse that worked there went to yoga class with me, so everybody and the doctor grew up in the same town that I grew up in. It's kind of what happens when you live in a small town or a small space. I actually went to a different town that's 30 miles from here because they have a little bit bigger of a hospital. It's scary. Yeah, I went and I got simulated for radiation, and that was relatively painless and very quick. I had to get up on this machine. I think I'll try to put a picture of this machine and stuff up at the end. But I got a picture of the machine. It's just a CT machine that they simulate you in to get a picture of the tumor, a precise picture of the tumor. And then they put markings on on my hip and my butt. They actually said they were going to put permanent tattoos there, so I would have a permanent tattoo on the tailbone of my butt, imagine where that's at, and on each of my hips. And that's when they put me into the actual radiation machine. Looks kind of like a CT machine, but different. They know where to point the laser beams. And the actual radiation appointment would take about 10 minutes. They only radiate it for a few seconds. It takes longer to get me in there and get positioned than anything. But what I'm scared of is that the radiologist said that it would take 2 to 3 weeks of radiation, or maybe even 1 to 2 weeks if I'm lucky. So cross your fingers and toes that this tumor will start shrinking and I will get some kind of relief. Because right now, the space that it's in, I explained it was in this perirenal space. It's below my kidney, between my rectum and my tailbone in the back. It's 4.1 centimeters. Actually, it's bigger than that now. And there's not enough space for that in there. And there are so many nerves in your pelvis that it's either growing on or hitting on one of my nerves. I hope it's just pushing up against it and not growing on it, because if we can't get that part shrunk, that part would be inoperable. They can't cut my nerves or scrape my nerves or anything like that. And that would be bad if it was inoperable. So the goal is to shrink the tumor. I went to the hospital because I could not take the pain anymore. Oh my goodness. So they gave me nuclear drugs and sent me home with some that are stronger. It's about 3:30 in the morning here, and I slept for about 6 hours finally at one time. And got up, and I'm hurting pretty bad, so I took one of I didn't think there was anything stronger they could put me on, but there is. To send me home with. I knew there was IV. But they accessed my port, which is right here. You can't see it. There we go. They accessed it twice because there was a student nurse there. I actually got a picture of them accessing it. I'll put that up in the back too. And that's why this is going to be a short video, because it makes me really hot for some reason. This pain, the pain medicine does. I think it lowers my blood pressure a little bit, but it helps the pain. So I thought I would come back here with Layla. Can you see Layla? Yeah, she's up chewing on her bone, and I'm watching. I'm watching Fight World. I love martial arts. I think I had said that before. I practiced martial arts for a better part of my life, and I can't practice so intense physically now, but I can still practice some of the things that it taught me. Meditation, respect. I had been asked a question on the comments that I had put a bow in my wording with an asterisk in front of it and behind it. And I think in the comments the asterisk just made it a bold letter, but it was supposed to be just like an asterisk in front of it, behind it, like an action, just bow. And what that means is much respect. Every time I went into the place that I practiced at, before we went into the room, there were mats on the room, and we would bow before we went into the room, and that meant that we respected the mats, we respected the rules, we respected the people that would potentially be our opponents or our allies, and we practiced. I had the privilege of practicing my instruction with one of the men that I respect most on this earth, and his name is Jermaine Andre. If I can, I will see if I can tag a video and put it up after this. If not, I'll put it in its own separate video of him. I have a compilation of him fighting. He's a world-renowned fighter. And right now he teaches in St. Louis / St. Charles, St. Peters, Missouri. Those are two suburbs of St. Louis. And in fact, he just sent me a note the other day telling me that he has a new program for instructors to be certified by him, and he wanted me to be one of those, and he doesn't realize how sick I am. I would love to. Oh my gosh. If I could put that as a goal, I would love to. Actually, you know what? Whew, this medicine is making me sweat. I am going to put that as a goal. Distant goal. But I'm going to put it as a goal. If I can get rid of this tumor and kind of get back to some of the semi-health that I was in, I'm going to do it. That would be a dream come true for me, and I wanted him to ask me that so bad. I didn't practice with him for long before I moved to Wyoming, but for some reason there was just this attachment to him and his wife, Rebecca. She's equally awesome. She trained me very much, so she needs her respect as well. Those two are just incredible. He is a big upstander for bullying. He does not like it, and he likes to teach kids. I would love to put my daughter in his classes. Unfortunately, he lives in St. Louis, so that's not going to happen. So anyway, I will see if I can find a few videos and put them on the back of this. If you don't see any, then they will be in their own video with the title. But I definitely want you to know how important he is in my life. He has taught me a lot about mental strength and what the body can mentally overcome. And I do believe it can overcome sickness. I just believe that sometimes it can just overcome your symptoms. You know, illness is what it is. The pathophysiology is what it is. And even though I'm a firm believer that your mind can change your body on a cellular level, I don't believe that it's the end-all be-all to cure something like cancer. Sometimes there are things that are just too strong, and so what you need to use your mind for is to get through your destination. So clearly I believe in destiny. Hopefully I don't think I'm nuts. I'm not. I'm not one of those people that don't believe in medicine. I absolutely do. Obviously, I go, I use everything I can, but I do believe that our medicine here in the United States doesn't incorporate the entire person, because, well, I do, but only if the patient assembles their own team of doctors and specialists. You know, I go to a psychologist, I had told you that before, to help me think through things, to help me think about things differently, specifically to cancer, things that I haven't thought about regarding death and my family, things that I need to think about. She helps me a lot with that. This is something I've never been through. So anyway, I guess this video wasn't so short, but I get a little chatty when I have pain medicine, so I'm going to stop right now because, you know, it's been 5 minutes, and I think I need to find those videos and a couple pictures and stick them up there from when I was in the hospital, and also for Jermaine Andre. Feel free to Google him. I think he's on my Facebook page. If not, he will be on this one. I have a private Facebook page that in the beginning of this I didn't necessarily want to attach it to. I didn't know how this was going to go. And I guess I was afraid of failure. If it flopped, I didn't want everybody I knew on Facebook to know that Cindy was a total failure. I can't stand that word, and I can't stand it failing at things, so I don't know. It was just nuts. I should have just put it all together. And maybe I will, but I'll do it after the drugs wear off. So, love you guys. We're still growing slow, but we're still growing. So, don't forget to hit subscribe if you watch this and you like it. We need all the subscribers we can get. I love the comments and the conversation. You can hit me up on, oh, maybe that's not the right wording. You can see me on Instagram and Twitter. I'm still not up with it. And I believe there's still a link to my website up there. It's www.theworldofsin. I am also on Snapchat now. That is really cool, as you've seen in the video before, and it's Helkenn 5. CHELKENN 5. That was what my little snap, what do you call it, a handle? Whatever it is. It's my Snapchat thing. I only do crazy stuff on Snapchat. I don't really use it as a texting device. If someone sends me a funny picture, I'll find an equally not-so-crazy one and send it back. It's fun. What can you say? You gotta laugh. So anyway, I will see you guys very soon. I will probably make another video here this afternoon when I wake up. And that's where I've been. Talk to you soon.